What's up, y'all? It's your boy eBay Fight Predictions, and I just woke up and found out some crazy shit. I guess this is a breaking news video and also a prediction and breakdown video. Um, I just found out Ottoman Izatar just fell out of his fight with Matt Frevola, and now Matt Frevola is gonna be fighting Arman Tsarukyan on the UFC 257 card, which is interesting. Uh, it's pretty funny. Uh, Dana didn't tell us a lot. All we know is that Ottoman kind of sneaked out. I don't know what he did. I heard some crazy stuff back maybe like 2 months ago that his brother was like super crazy and did some crazy crimes. So I guess it runs in the family. But it is what it is. Ottoman is I mean, he's a legitimate prospect. It's kind of sad that he got cut. So whoever takes him, like Bellator, ONE FC, all these guys, they should grab him. I think he's great. I think he has legitimate knockout fucking power at 155. So, hey man, it's the UFC's loss. But at the end of the day, they got to do what they got to do. If he did something really crazy, then it is what it is. I just don't know what he. I get he left, but I feel like there's something more that they're not telling us. But it is what it is. But let's get to the stats for Arman Tsarukyan versus Matt Frevola. Arman comes in 15-2, age 24, height 5'7", and reaches 72. Matt is 8-1 and 1, age 30, height 5'9", and reaches 71. It's a great fight. I like the fight. You know, I know a lot of people are going with Arman to win this fight. Matt Frevola is scrappy, so I don't want to disrespect him in this matchup. But if we look at Arman's last three fights, man, like I don't even blame people for not, for being impressed with this kid. He goes to, obviously he lost his fight with Islam Makhachev, but that was a close fight. They were competitive. They were going back and forth. He was I think the first guy to take Islam down in the UFC, and he did really, really good. Against Olivier bin Mousser, I think he had a standout performance against him. I mean, obviously Oliveira was coming off. I think he was on two fight losing streak to Alex Hernandez and Gilbert Burns. Losing to Gilbert Burns, no shame in that. Alex Hernandez, or Alexander, I should call him Alexander Hernandez. Um, he's not he's a little arrogant, but he's a good fighter. I will give him that. He's athletic. His movement's really great. As a wrestler to transition into MMA, his striking is really good. So I give him credit for that. And he was able to beat Olivier. And what Arman did to him, it was complete domination. This was a big fight for Olivier. He was fighting basically for his job, and Arman kind of took him out. And his fight with Davi Ramos, after Davi Ramos had a fight with Islam Makhachev, by the way, he beat the shit out of Davi Ramos, and he looked great in that. And now he's fighting Matt Frevola. He was supposed to be fighting Hasarov, and that was a great fight. I liked that fight a lot. But that one was like to me 50-50. This one is like I think a little more. I would say 60-40. Like Matt has a really good chance of winning this fight. I really do think so. But if we look at Matt's last like 4 or 5 fights, he has the fight with Luke Flores, got that done on the Contender Series, round 2, arm triangle choke. Then gets knocked the fuck out against Polo Reyes, which was kind of crazy. But then he has that majority draw with Lando Venata, which was somewhat impressive. Like no matter what, Matt Frevola, he likes to scrap. He has a good wrestling base, and he's a gamer, man. He's tough as fuck. I gotta give him credit for that. Then what he was able to do against Jalen Turner took him out, and Jalen Turner's been looking really great after what we see he did to Brock I was about to say Brock Weaver. I'm sorry, I mispronounced his name for a second. He looked good there, and he was able to neutralize Jalen Turner. His last fight, Luis Pena, that was a split decision. I kind of felt like Lewis won that fight. I'm not gonna lie. It is what it is. He did scrap. He's a grinder. He had a lot of good positions in there, so I can't really hate on him. But here's my thing. His last fight was in 2019. He was scheduled to fight Roosevelt Roberts, Frank Camacho, and Roosevelt Roberts again. Those all got canceled. He hasn't fought all 2020, so I haven't really seen him in competition. So this is why I'm kind of going against him. Even though Arman, his last fight was it was a while back, but it was in 2020. He's been in competition. He's had a fight. Frevola hasn't. He's still I think in shape, and wants to fight. He has good wrestling. he has really good, striking in transition to his wrestling. He hangs out with guys like Billy Q, those guys up there. So he's tough, but I think Arman's gonna get this done by decision. I think Arman's gonna have really good takedown defense, and I think he's gonna have better striking. So let's say Matt, is getting beat up on the feet, and it goes for takedowns. I think Arman's gonna stuff those takedowns. I think he's gonna dominate a lot of positions, and I think he's gonna have his way with Matt. I don't think there's anything Matt can do to Arman, really, unless he gets Arman tired and puts a pace on him. I just don't see that. I think if Arman just stays super technical, has that sprawl and brawl mentality and just breaks Matt Frevola, he's gonna win the fight. He can't let Matt have any takedowns. That's where Matt kind of strives. When the striking isn't going well, and you never know, he might knock out Matt. I don't. I wouldn't predict it. I think Matt's chin has rested. I would say that, but I could see Arman getting this done by decision. It's an awesome fight. It's not the end of the world. It's a good replacement. Obviously, I'm kind of sad I don't get to see Ataman Azatir fight, and obviously Nasser Hasrat fight. So that's kind of sad. But we get to see these guys too scrap it out. It'll be, it's gonna be an awesome fight. Can't wait for it. Hope you guys enjoy the video, man. I'm super hyped for UFC 257. The weigh-ins were crazy. I love watching this ceremonial weigh-ins. I've missed it so much. Nothing against the other weigh-ins they were doing. I just thought like that's kind of like it's a little, I don't know, but it's just my opinion. I think the ceremonial weigh-ins are just awesome. It just gives you that big fight feel. But yeah, don't forget to follow my Twitter. Don't forget to follow my Instagram. eBay Fight Predictions out. Love y'all and goodbye.